go a minute early. All right, what's going on, everyone? This is Clay, Coach Sylveon KC, and this is the VGC Season 2. We're AFG Playoff Pickems. This should be a quick one. There's not that many matches. Just isn't. We're in the playoffs right now. We talked about it in the power rankings, so the 8 teams that had made it. And so these are my picks. The first round. And we're going to do all of them. But this is just for the first round right now. We have the #1 seeded Vegas Corviknights, Coach Zodiac, the reigning VGC off-season champion. Taking on Flying Kraken and the Auburn Agrons. This is the 1 seed versus the 8 seed. I think Zodiac has this in the bag here. Very strong team. Kraken barely making it through into the playoffs. Zodiac very good at the VGC format. I think Zodiac takes this pretty handedly. Then what's probably going to be the game of the round, and the game here in about an hour, is the #2 ranked plus Ultra Palafins, Dankestad, taking on Rice Boy and the Shadow Why Not Money Gang. Dankest, in my opinion, probably has the best team, looks the best going into these playoffs. Obviously beat me, but beat Incredible, who is in the playoffs, as you see. And only loss was a very unlucky game against Azalea. So look for Dankestad to... And I hate that because I want Rice to move on. But I don't know how you, like... I don't know if there's a team that can beat the plus Ultra Palafins right now. I don't know. Very good team. Can't wait to watch the match. That's probably going to be game of the round. Then we have the surprise Wally coming in. #3 ranked Daybreak Novas coming in and facing off against Incredible and the Apom Companeros. What Incredible has going for him, if he was to win, I obviously have him picked to lose here. I'm boring with these first rounds. Is Wally, so like the reason I have Wally beating Incredible is because Wally beat Rice. Like it wasn't like a 2-1 win, it was a 2-0 rout. And so if Wally can do that against Incredible, I think Wally has a really good chance of moving on. Well, I know Wally also really prepped for that match. And so if Incredible can get him less prepped, I think Incredible has a really good shot of sneaking in and being the upset here. I'm going to go Wally. Wally's been playing out of his mind this VGC tournament for subbing in. So we'll see if that continues. And then Exilus, Pacific Standard Time, taking on me and Bro Chef. Chef upsetting Nami, playing a very good last game of the regular season against Exilus, who won all of his matches in the division that had Kraken and Neji and Fant. This is one, if like Chef locks in, Chef could, I think, beat Exilus pretty easily. But I'm going to give it to the person who has the wins to say that we're going to see 3 Sky Pillar teams and 1 Marine Cave team in the playoffs, or in the semifinals. Speaking of the semifinals, and you're going to get to see the finals here. Here we go. Zodiac versus Wally. So it's, my understanding, and I could be wrong, it is reseeded after quarterfinals. I think Wally's match with Incredible is going to be the closer than Exilus versus Chef. And so I think Wally's going to end up being the 4th seed and facing on Zodiac. And that's not a match anyone wants to do. Besides maybe one person, as you see at the bottom. We'll talk about that. Um, and I still put Neji as people. Neji just gets more wins, guys. Still. Zodiac should be able to take Wally. I think Wally's Cinderella run dies against the defending champion. Good person. No one wants to face Zodiac. I mean, Zodiac was the division that knocked Nami out of playoffs for the first time in 19 seasons. So I would totally get that's a notable person to lose. Then, again, Dank's dad taking on Exilus. I think the Plus Ultra Palafins is the strongest team going into the playoffs here. And so, unless Rice can sneak it, and if Rice can sneak it, well, if Rice can sneak it, he might be facing Zodiac. That makes things interesting. I think Dank's dad, as you can see in my finals matchup, I think Dank's dad pulls off and beats Zodiac here. I think Plus Ultra Palafins have the strongest team currently. And it's not like Zodiac's bad, obviously. They're the defending champions. But that team, just watching it play against other people, now maybe our division's just not that good. And we'll find out with Rice here in 50 minutes or so. What that team can do against someone who really knows VGC. But I'm going to go with the VGC Season 2 off-season champion is going to be Dank's dad, coach of the Plus Ultra Palafins. With the runner-up being Zodiac, coach of the Vegas Corbinites. That is all for me. Thank you so much for watching here in 40, 50, 54 minutes. Number 2 seeded Plus Ultra Palafins taking on the Shadow Why Not Money Gang. We'll catch you then.